Have you ever found yourself in a room, catching someone's glance and wondering if there's a deeper meaning behind that fleeting look? Have you sensed a connection with someone but felt trapped in the gray area between possibility and uncertainty? Many of us have stood in these moments, wrestling with the enigma of human interaction. Is she just being polite, or is there something more beneath the surface? Here's the reality. Recognizing someone's hidden affection can feel like decoding a secret language. Misreading the signs can leave you second-guessing, stuck in a loop of self-doubt. But what if I told you there's a way to decipher these subtle signals with clarity and confidence? By the end of this journey, you'll not only uncover 12 hidden signs of her interest, but also learn how to navigate these moments with poise and assurance, guided by the principles of Stoicism. That will dive deep into each of these signs, peeling back the layers of subtlety and bringing you closer to the truth about her feelings. So stay with me as we unravel this fascinating world of covert attraction. You might just discover that someone special has been quietly signaling her interest all along. 1. Quick glances. Let's start with a classic but powerful signal: the quick glance. Imagine this: you're in a crowded room and from across the space you catch her looking your way. The moment your eyes meet, she swiftly turns away, pretending nothing happened. But what if this wasn't just a casual look? Quick, fleeting glances can be more telling than prolonged stares. Why? Because they reveal a silent game of connection and retreat. She's drawn to you, curious about your presence, yet hesitant to let her emotions show too clearly. This interplay between seeking and hiding is where her true feelings lie. Why do people do this? Often it's about vulnerability. Eye contact is one of the most intimate forms of non-verbal communication. When she glances your way, she's testing the waters, curious to see how you'll react, yet cautious of exposing her own emotions too soon. It's her way of saying, "I see you," while still preserving her mystery. Next time this happens, pay close attention. Is it a one-off glance, or does it happen multiple times throughout the interaction? If you catch her stealing glances repeatedly, it's a clear indicator of her interest. This is where Stoicism comes into play. Instead of overreacting or second-guessing, stay composed and confident. Acknowledge the glance with a calm smile or subtle nod. No need for grand gestures. Let your poise speak for you. Here's a question for you. Have you ever caught someone's fleeting gaze and wondered if it meant more? Share your story in the comments. You might be surprised to find how common these subtle moments of connection truly are. If this resonates, stick around. We're just getting started. The next sign will take us even deeper into the hidden language of attraction. 2. Mirroring body language. Have you ever noticed that during a conversation, someone seems to unconsciously mirror your movements? You cross your arms and moments later she does the same. You lean in slightly and she follows suit. This phenomenon, known as mirroring, is one of the most subtle yet powerful signs of connection and attraction. When a woman mirrors your body language, it's not a coincidence. This is her subconscious aligning with you, creating a rhythm that syncs her energy with yours. Why does this happen? On a deep psychological level, mirroring builds rapport and signals comfort. It's as if her body is saying, "I'm with you, we're in tune." Think about how this plays out in your interactions. Perhaps you're sitting across from each other in a cafe, and you notice that every time you take a sip of your drink, she does too. And maybe you shift your posture, and shortly after, she adjusts hers to match. These small, almost imperceptible gestures can reveal a lot about how she feels. But why would someone mimic your movements if they're trying to conceal their interest? The truth is, mirroring often operates below the level of conscious awareness. She might not even realize she's doing it. Her body instinctively responds to the connection she feels, even if her mind is telling her to play it cool. Stoicism teaches us to observe without judgment. In these moments, avoid jumping to conclusions or letting your ego take over. Instead, quietly take note. Does the mirroring persist throughout your interaction? Does it become more pronounced as the conversation deepens? These are clues that her interest runs deeper than surface-level politeness. Here's a challenge. The next time you're in conversation with someone, subtly change your posture or make a small gesture. Does she follow suit? This isn't about testing or manipulating, but about tuning into the natural flow of your interaction. Understanding these silent cues can transform the way you perceive connection. But don't just take my word for it. Have you ever experienced a moment when someone mirrored your body language? How did it make you feel? Share your thoughts below, and let's explore this fascinating dynamic together. We're building momentum here. Stay with me because the next sign reveals how her smile might be saying much more than meets the eye. 3. Meaningful smile. There's something magical about a smile. It's universal, timeless, and deeply personal. But not all smiles are created equal. Have you ever caught her smiling at you in a way that seems to light up her entire face? Her eyes crinkle, her cheeks lift, and there's an unmistakable warmth radiating from her. This is no ordinary smile. It's what we call a meaningful smile. And it's one of the most telling signs of hidden affection. So why does a smile carry so much weight? In the realm of human connection, a genuine smile transcends words. It's a window into her emotions, offering a glimpse of her feelings without the need for verbal confirmation. A simple smile can convey joy, interest, and even longing, all wrapped in one fleeting moment. But here's the catch. When a woman likes you but tries to hide it, her smiles might seem sporadic or carefully timed. She's navigating the fine line between revealing her feelings and maintaining her composure. You might notice that her smile grows brighter when she's around you, or perhaps it lingers a little longer than expected. She may smile at a joke you've made, even if it wasn't particularly funny. Stoicism encourages us to see beyond appearances and embrace a balanced perspective. In this case, it means looking beyond the surface of her smile and considering the context. Is her smile consistent and warm when you're together? Does it seem to fade when your attention shifts elsewhere? These nuances can reveal the depth of her interest, even if she's trying to keep it under wraps. Here's something to ponder. How often do we take a smile at face value, assuming it's merely a polite gesture? Yet when you start paying attention, you might realize that her smile is speaking volumes. It's her silent way of expressing, "I enjoy being around you," without uttering a single word. Take this moment to reflect on your recent interactions. Have you noticed someone smiling at you in a way that felt different, more personal, more meaningful? Share your experiences in the comments. Let's uncover how a smile can be the beginning of something more. If you've enjoyed uncovering these subtle signs so far, don't forget to like this post and share your thoughts. Your insights not only enrich the conversation, but also help others who are navigating the same journey. And remember, we're only just scratching the surface. The next sign delves into the small yet powerful ways she remembers and values even the tiniest details about you. Stay tuned. 4. Remembering small details. Picture this. You're having a casual conversation and she brings up something you mentioned weeks ago. Perhaps the name of your favorite band, a childhood memory, or even your go-to coffee order. It might seem like a minor observation, but in reality, this is a profound gesture. When someone remembers the small details about you, it's a clear sign that they've been paying close attention. And when a woman does this while trying to conceal her feelings, it speaks volumes about her genuine interest. Why are these small details so significant? In a world where distractions are endless and conversations often blur together, remembering the finer points of what someone says requires focus and intentionality. She's not just listening, she's absorbing, storing away the things that matter to you. This level of attentiveness indicates that you occupy a special place in her thoughts, even if she's reluctant to admit it. Think back to your recent interactions. Has she ever surprised you by recalling a minor fact you shared in passing? Perhaps she remembered the title of a book you were excited about, or asked about your pet by name, even though you only mentioned it once. These moments revealed her desire to connect with you on a deeper level. But why would she try to hide such interest? Often it's a matter of timing and vulnerability. She might not feel ready to openly express her feelings, so she lets her actions do the talking. Stoicism teaches us the importance of patience and observation. Instead of pressing for verbal affirmations, focus on these subtle acts of care and attention. They're her way of showing that she feeds you without stepping outside her comfort zone. Consider this. How often do we overlook the significance of someone remembering the little things? In relationships, it's the small gestures that often carry the most weight. They demonstrate thoughtfulness, a willingness to listen, and a genuine desire to make you feel seen and valued. Let's make this interactive. Have you experienced a moment when someone remembered a small detail about you that made you feel special? Or perhaps you've noticed yourself doing this for someone else. Remember, we're building a collective understanding of human connection, one subtle sign at a time. Up next, we'll explore the ways her body language might invite you into her world, even when her words don't. Stay with me. 5. Inviting body language. Sometimes the most telling signs of attraction don't come from words but from the silent language of the body. Imagine this. You're in the middle of a conversation and you notice her leaning slightly closer, her arms relaxed and open, her posture angled toward you. These are not random acts. They're deliberate signals of receptiveness and interest. Body language is one of the most authentic ways humans communicate. It's difficult to fake and often reveals what words cannot. So when a woman is drawn to you but hesitant to voice her feelings, her body may naturally gravitate toward yours, creating a sense of closeness and connection. Pay attention to how she positions herself when you're around. Does she lean in when you speak, as if she's eager to catch every word? Are her feet pointed in your direction, subtly indicating where her focus lies? Open gestures, such as uncrossed arms or a relaxed posture, suggest she's comfortable and engaged. These are classic signs that she enjoys your company and feels safe in your presence. On the other hand, defensive body language, crossed arms, turned away feet, or a tense posture might indicate she's keeping her distance, either physically or emotionally. But why the subtlety? Why not just come out and say it? The answer often lies in vulnerability. Expressing interest openly can feel risky, especially if she's unsure of how you'll respond. Instead, she lets her body do the talking, sending out quiet invitations for you to come closer, both physically and emotionally. Here's where Stoicism offers a crucial lesson. Practice mindful observation without rushing to conclusions. Instead of overanalyzing or seeking immediate validation, allow her body language to unfold naturally. Take note of the patterns. Do these inviting gestures persist across different settings and conversations? If so, you're likely witnessing her subconscious attempt to bridge the gap between you. Now, let's make this a shared experience. Have you ever noticed someone's body language subtly shifting in your presence? Perhaps you've caught yourself unconsciously mirroring someone's posture or leaning in during an engaging conversation. Share your observations in the comments below. And if you're finding these insights helpful, let us know by hitting that like button. Your thoughts and feedback not only enrich the discussion but also help others recognize and interpret these subtle signs of connection. And as we continue, the next sign will uncover how nervous gestures and lip movements can betray hidden emotions. Stay curious and let's keep exploring together. 6. Lip licking and nervous gestures. There's a certain charm in nervousness, isn't there? It's in those small, involuntary gestures, the way someone might fidget with their jewelry, tap their fingers, or adjust their clothing when they're in the presence of someone who excites them. So one of the most telling of these subtle cues, lip licking. You might have noticed it before. She's talking to you and every so often, her tongue quickly glides over her lips. At first glance, it may seem like an absent-minded habit, but in the world of non-verbal communication, it holds a deeper meaning. Lip licking often signals nervous anticipation, a subconscious attempt to draw your attention to her lips, a classic sign of attraction. Now, let's not forget the other nervous gestures that might surface when she's around you. And she could be playing with her necklace, twisting a ring, or even fidgeting with the hem of her shirt. These small actions are her body's way of managing the heightened energy she feels in your presence. While she might be trying to maintain a composed exterior, her nerves tell a different story. Why does this happen? When we're drawn to someone but feel unsure about revealing our feelings, our bodies often betray us. Stoicism teaches us to remain calm and collected, even in moments of emotional intensity. But it also encourages us to observe without judgment. These nervous habits are not signs of weakness. They're glimpses into her inner world, a world where her feelings for you may be growing, despite her best efforts to keep them hidden. Take a moment to think back. Have you ever noticed someone exhibiting these behaviors around you? Perhaps they seemed calm and composed, yet their hands couldn't quite stay still, or their voice wavered slightly. These are the moments when her emotions slip through the cracks of her carefully maintained facade. Here's something to watch for. Do these nervous gestures occur more frequently when you're alone together? If so, it's a strong indication that her feelings for you are more personal and intimate than she's letting on. Let's bring this back to you. Have you experienced a situation where someone's nervousness revealed more than their words ever could? Or maybe you've caught yourself fidgeting around someone who holds your interest. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments. As we dive deeper, the next sign will reveal an even more intriguing display of vulnerability, the subtle yet powerful act of exposing the neck. Stick around, because this one might surprise you. 7. Exposing her neck. In the silent lexicon of body language, few gestures carry as much weight as the act of exposing the neck. It's a subtle signal, often overlooked, but when you understand its significance, it becomes an unmistakable sign of trust and vulnerability. Think about it. The neck is one of the most delicate and vulnerable parts of the body. In moments of tension or uncertainty, we instinctively protect it by hunching our shoulders or tilting our heads downward. But when someone feels comfortable and safe, the opposite happens. They may tilt their head slightly, brush their hair aside, or wear clothing that highlights the neckline, consciously or not. For a woman who's trying to conceal her feelings, this act takes on a deeper meaning. Exposing her neck around you is a non-verbal cue of openness and receptiveness. It's her way of lowering her guard, even if she's not ready to express her emotions outright. In essence, her body is signaling, "I trust you," even as her words or actions may suggest otherwise. You might catch her tilting her head back slightly when she laughs, or resting her hand lightly on her collarbone during a conversation. These small, graceful movements are more than just habits, they're instinctive displays of comfort and potentially attraction. But why would she reveal this vulnerability while trying to mask her feelings? The answer lies in the interplay between instinct and intention. She may be consciously guarding her emotions, but her body responds to the connection she feels. It's a subtle invitation for you to notice her, to engage more deeply, and perhaps to mirror her openness. Stoicism teaches us to observe the world with a calm and discerning eye. In this context, it means recognizing these quiet signals for what they are, an unspoken language that conveys trust and interest. Don't rush to interpret every neck tilt or hair flip as a grand declaration of love, but do pay attention to the patterns. If these gestures become more frequent or seem to happen only around you, they're worth noting. Remember, the beauty of human connection often lies in these delicate, almost imperceptible exchanges. As we continue, we'll explore another hidden layer of attraction, how fleeting glances can speak volumes without a single word. Let's keep going. 8. Extra effort in appearance. There's a certain charm in noticing when someone has put in a little extra effort to look their best. But what if those efforts seem to align perfectly with the times you're around? Perhaps she shows up with a fresh hairstyle, an outfit that seems carefully chosen, or makeup that accentuates her features in a way that feels just a bit more refined than usual. These changes, though subtle, can be powerful indicators of hidden affection. For many women, appearance is a form of silent communication. It's not just about looking good for the sake of it. It's about presenting the best version of themselves, especially around someone they care about. And when she likes you but tries to hide it, she may channel her feelings into perfecting her look. It's her way of saying, "I want you to notice me," without explicitly saying a word. Now, let's get one thing straight. This isn't about superficiality. It's about intentionality. When she chooses a dress, that highlights her best features or experiments with a new lipstick shade. She's not doing it for the world at large. She's doing it to stand out to you, even if she won't admit it. These small changes are her quiet strategy to catch your attention and leave a lasting impression. But why this indirect approach? Often it's about managing vulnerability. Expressing interest openly can feel risky, so she lets her appearance do the talking. And here's where Stoicism offers valuable guidance. It reminds us to focus on what we can observe and control. And instead of overthinking her intentions, take note of these subtle efforts and appreciate them for what they are, gestures of care and admiration. Consider this. The next time you see her, pay attention to any noticeable changes in her appearance. Does she seem to glow a little more when she knows you'll be around? Has she mentioned trying out a new style or getting compliments on her look when you're together? These aren't random coincidences, they're quiet affirmations of her interest. The power of these gestures lies in their subtlety. They're not meant to be loud declarations, but rather gentle nudges that draw your focus her way. And as you continue to observe, you might start seeing a pattern emerge, one that hints at her desire to make a lasting impression on you. With this in mind, let's explore another equally subtle but telling sign. How her words, even when indirect, might carry hidden compliments designed to highlight her admiration for you. 9. Indirect compliments. Compliments have a unique way of revealing admiration, but when someone tries to conceal their feelings, these compliments often come wrapped in subtlety. Rather than openly praising you, she might opt for indirect remarks that highlight your strengths or qualities in a more understated way. Imagine this. You're in a group conversation and she casually mentions how insightful your ideas are, or perhaps she remarks on how well you handled a recent challenge. As she doesn't call you out directly, but her words are carefully placed, almost as if she's testing the waters. These compliments might seem like general observations, but they often carry an underlying message. I see your value and I admire it. Why would she choose this approach? Simple, it's safe. Openly expressing her feelings could leave her vulnerable, and she may not be ready for that level of exposure. Instead, she opts for a more reserved strategy, giving you just enough recognition to catch your attention without making her emotions too obvious. It's a delicate dance between admiration and self-protection. What makes these indirect compliments so powerful is their subtlety. They often come in the form of comments about your character, intelligence, or unique skills. Maybe she admires how you always stay calm under pressure, or she brings up how your sense of humor lightens the mood. These aren't throwaway remarks. They're her way of acknowledging what she finds attractive about you while maintaining a sense of mystery. Stoicism teaches us the value of perception, how to discern the truth behind appearances. In this case, it means tuning into the nuances of her words. When she compliments you in these subtle ways, it's an invitation to see beyond the surface. She's giving you a glimpse of her admiration while still preserving her emotional boundaries. Now think about your recent interactions. Have you noticed her pointing out your positive traits or achievements, even in passing? These moments may seem insignificant at first, but when they start to add up, they form a clearer picture of her feelings. She's building a foundation of respect and appreciation brick by brick without making it too obvious. Understanding these subtle signals can transform the way you interpret her words. They're not just casual comments, they're clues to a deeper interest that she's trying to keep under wraps. Next, we'll explore how her choices in where to sit might reveal her desire to be closer to you, both physically and emotionally. Let's keep the momentum going. 10. Choosing to sit near you. Imagine walking into a room filled with people and without fail, she gravitates toward a seat close to you. Maybe it's at a group meeting, a social gathering, or even a casual hangout with friends. At first glance, it might seem like a coincidence, but what if it's not? What if her choice to sit near you is a deliberate, yet understated sign of her interest? When a woman consistently positions herself within your immediate space, it's more than just practicality. And it's her subtle way of saying, I want to be near you, without drawing too much attention to her feelings. This is especially telling in situations where there are plenty of other seats available. yet she opts for the one closest to you. Why does proximity matter? Physical closeness fosters connection. By sitting nearby, she creates opportunities for casual conversation, shared jokes, or even those quiet, comfortable silences that speak volumes. It allows her to observe your reactions, engage more directly, and experience the energy you bring to the space. This choice isn't random. It's an intentional effort to place herself within your orbit, hoping to strengthen the bond between you. But why the subtlety? As with many of the signs we've explored, it's about managing vulnerability. Openly expressing her feelings might feel too risky, so she relies on actions that speak louder than words. Stoicism encourages us to observe actions without attaching unnecessary meaning or judgment. In this case, her seating preference is a clear but understated gesture. It's not about making grand statements, it's about creating consistent opportunities for connection. The next time you notice her choosing a spot near you, take a moment to consider the pattern. Is it a one-time occurrence, or does it happen frequently? If it's the latter, you're likely witnessing a quiet yet intentional sign of her affection. Now think back to your past encounters. Have you noticed her doing this? If so, reflect on how those moments made you feel. Did her presence seem natural and comforting, or did it leave you questioning her intentions? Recognizing this subtle behavior can provide deeper insight into her unspoken desires. From here, we'll shift our focus to another intriguing aspect of hidden affection: the way she seeks your attention through shared stories and tailored conversations. Stay tuned as we're about to delve into how she subtly keeps herself on your radar. 11. Seeking your attention. In the intricate dance of human connection, there's a unique power in knowing how to subtly capture someone's attention. Have you ever noticed her steering conversations toward topics she knows you're passionate about? Maybe she brings up that new movie in your favorite genre or shares a funny story she knows will make you laugh. These aren't random occurrences, they're carefully crafted moments designed to engage you. When a woman likes you but tries to keep her feelings under wraps, she often seeks ways to draw your focus without appearing too obvious. She might crack a joke, knowing you'll appreciate her humor, or share a personal anecdote that mirrors something you've previously discussed. These moments are her way of creating shared experiences, little anchors that keep her on your mind long after the conversation ends. Why does she do this? Attention is a form of connection. By engaging you in meaningful dialogue or playful banter, she's not only ensuring she stays in your thoughts, but also reinforcing the bond between you. But even if she's not ready to openly express her feelings, these efforts signal her desire to be seen, heard, and valued by you. But here's where things get interesting. Her approach is often so subtle that it might fly under the radar. You could mistake her enthusiasm for general friendliness. This is why Stoicism offers a valuable perspective. By staying present and observing her actions without rushing to conclusions, you can better understand her intentions. Is she consistently seeking your input, asking for your opinions, or finding ways to include you in her stories? These behaviors point to her underlying interest. Take a moment to reflect. Have you ever found yourself in a conversation where someone seemed particularly eager to keep your attention? Maybe she went out of her way to share something she knew you'd enjoy, or made an effort to keep you engaged. If these interactions feel familiar, you might be seeing one of the clearest signs of her hidden affection. Now it's your turn to share. Have you experienced someone subtly vying for your attention, or have you found yourself doing the same for someone you admire? Let us know in the comments. Your insights add depth to this conversation and help others recognize these signs in their own lives. And if this resonates with you, don't forget to like this post. It's a simple gesture, but it helps us continue exploring these fascinating dynamics together. Up next, we'll delve into how she aligns her interests with yours, creating shared experiences that strengthen your connection. Let's keep unraveling these hidden signs of attraction. 12. Involving in common interests and activities. One of the most compelling ways someone shows their interest is by stepping into your world, aligning their interests with yours to create shared experiences. Imagine this. You casually mention your love for hiking, and the next time you meet, she tells you she's been exploring local trails. Or perhaps you talk about a particular book or hobby and suddenly she's diving into the same subject, eager to discuss it with you. These aren't just coincidences, they're intentional efforts to bridge the gap between your lives. When a woman likes you but wants to keep her feelings under wraps, she'll often find subtle ways to immerse herself in your interests. It's her way of building a connection, showing you that she values what you care about. By participating in activities or topics that resonate with you, she's creating opportunities for shared enjoyment and deeper conversations. This gesture goes beyond surface-level attraction. It's not just about finding common ground, it's about demonstrating her willingness to invest time and energy into understanding what makes you tick. It's her quiet way of saying, "I want to be part of your world," without explicitly stating her intentions. But why the indirect approach? Vulnerability plays a big role here. Sharing interests is a safe way for her to connect with you without laying her feelings bare. It allows her to strengthen your bond while keeping her emotions guarded. Stoicism, with its focus on intentional action and observation, teaches us to appreciate these efforts for what they truly are, acts of thoughtful consideration and care. Next time you're in conversation, notice if she brings up activities or topics you've mentioned before. Does she express genuine curiosity about them? Has she started participating in hobbies you've introduced, even casually? These actions aren't mere happenstance, they're deliberate steps toward building a shared connection. Think back to your past interactions. Have you ever noticed someone taking a sudden interest in your favorite activities or hobbies? Did it deepen your connection or lead to meaningful conversations? Share your experiences in the comments and let's reflect on how these shared interests can strengthen relationships. As we conclude this journey through the subtle signs of hidden affection, remember that these cues are not about reading too deeply into every interaction, but about cultivating awareness and appreciation for the nuanced ways people express their feelings. We've explored the delicate art of decoding attraction through subtle signs, guided by the timeless principles of Stoicism. From quick glances to shared interests, each gesture and behavior reveals a layer of her concealed emotions. Now it's time to reflect on your own experiences. Have you seen these signs in someone you know? Perhaps you've noticed them in yourself when around someone special. If this journey has given you new insights, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Comment below with your stories, questions, or observations. Don't forget to like this post if you found it valuable and subscribe for more explorations into the hidden dynamics of human connection. Thank you for joining me on this path to deeper understanding. May your future interactions be filled with clarity, confidence, and meaningful connections. Until next time, take care and stay curious.